Welcome to the Enchanted Archives, where myths, legends, and ancient mysteries come to life. Ancient Legends, the rise and fall of Atlantis. The story of Atlantis has fascinated humanity for over 2 millennia. From philosophers and historians to explorers and adventurers, people have long wondered whether this lost civilization was a product of myth, historical fact, or a combination of both. The legend of Atlantis, first told by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, speaks of a powerful, advanced empire that disappeared into the ocean in a single day and night. This video explores the rise and fall of Atlantis, the deeper meanings behind the myth, the theories surrounding its existence, and its enduring legacy. The story of Atlantis originates from 2 works by Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, titled Timaeus and Critias. Written around 360 BCE, these dialogues are the only known sources of the Atlantis myth. According to Plato, Atlantis was a grand island empire that existed over 9,000 years before his time, situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, now believed to refer to the Strait of Gibraltar. In Plato's account, Atlantis was a utopia, a thriving civilization that combined extraordinary wealth, advanced knowledge, and a deep connection to the gods. Its people were initially noble and virtuous, living in harmony with nature and the divine. However, as their power grew, so did their greed and hubris, ultimately leading to their downfall. According to the story, the gods punished the Atlanteans by unleashing natural disasters, earthquakes, floods, and volcanic eruptions, sinking Atlantis beneath the ocean in a single day and night. In Plato's narrative, Atlantis was a vast island-based civilization. Its capital city was built in a series of concentric rings, alternating between land and water, with a magnificent temple of Poseidon at its center. The Atlanteans were believed to be descendants of Poseidon and a mortal woman, creating a semi-divine lineage that connected them to both gods and men. Atlantis flourished through agriculture, trade, and naval power. The island was rich in natural resources, including precious metals like orichalcum, said to be second only to gold in value. The Atlanteans were renowned for their advanced engineering, constructing canals, bridges, and aqueducts that allowed for efficient transportation and irrigation. At its height, Atlantis was seen as a society governed by wisdom and virtue. Its rulers, who were believed to have divine ancestry, maintained order and ensured the prosperity of their people. The citizens of Atlantis enjoyed freedom, security, and access to education and resources, setting an example of what a harmonious society could achieve when guided by morality. The Atlanteans' peaceful relationship with nature and their gods was integral to their prosperity. Their society reflected ideals of balance between power and responsibility, human ambition and divine will, which allowed them to thrive for centuries. The turning point for Atlantis came when its rulers began to lose sight of the values that had allowed them to flourish. As they grew more powerful, the Atlanteans became greedy and arrogant, seeking to expand their territory through conquest. They abandoned their principles of virtue and defied the gods by waging wars across Europe and North Africa. The loss of moral discipline caused internal discord, as leaders prioritized personal gain over the common good. The once unified society fell into corruption, with each ruler vying for greater control and wealth. As hubris overtook them, the Atlanteans turned away from the gods, and the divine favor that had protected them began to wane. According to Plato's account, the Atlanteans attempted to invade Athens, one of the ancient world's greatest city-states. In Plato's dialogues, Athens, despite being a much smaller and less powerful city, managed to defeat the Atlantean army. The victory was attributed not to superior strength, but to the virtue and wisdom of the Athenian people, who lived in accordance with the gods' will. This conflict is a central part of Plato's narrative, as it contrasts the 2 civilizations, one corrupted by power and wealth, the other thriving through discipline and humility. The fall of Atlantis, therefore, serves as a moral allegory, highlighting the dangers of excessive ambition and the importance of living virtuously. The gods, angered by the Atlanteans' arrogance, decided to punish them with a series of natural disasters. According to Plato, earthquakes, floods, and volcanic eruptions ravaged the island, causing it to sink beneath the ocean in a single day and night. All that remained of the once great civilization were ruins lost beneath the waves, forgotten by time. Plato's description of Atlantis's fall is not just a dramatic tale of divine retribution. It also serves as a philosophical reflection on the fragility of human civilizations. The story suggests that no matter how advanced a society becomes, it remains vulnerable to destruction if it loses sight of moral principles. For centuries, scholars and explorers have debated the origins and possible reality of Atlantis. Some believe it was purely a myth or allegory, while others suggest that it may have been based on real events or places. One of the most popular theories links Atlantis to the Minoan civilization on the island of Crete and the nearby island of Thera, modern-day Santorini. Around 1600 BCE, a massive volcanic eruption destroyed much of Thera, causing tsunamis and widespread devastation across the Mediterranean. The sudden collapse of the Minoan civilization bears some resemblance to the Atlantis story, suggesting that Plato may have drawn inspiration from these events. Another theory suggests that Atlantis was located in the Atlantic Ocean, possibly in the area now occupied by the Azores Islands or the Canary Islands. Supporters of this theory argue that shifting tectonic plates or rising sea levels could have submerged the island over time. Some researchers have even speculated that Atlantis was an early civilization destroyed by climate change or natural disasters, making it one of history's first environmental cautionary tales. Many historians argue that Plato never intended for Atlantis to be taken literally. Instead, it was meant to serve as a philosophical allegory, representing the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of virtue. In this interpretation, Atlantis symbolizes the cycle of rise and fall that all civilizations experience, emphasizing that greatness cannot be sustained without moral integrity. The story of Atlantis has endured for more than 2,000 years, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and popular culture. Its themes of lost knowledge, moral decay, and destruction continue to resonate with audiences today. Atlantis has become a metaphor for utopia, representing humanity's search for a perfect society. Writers and philosophers, from Francis Bacon in The New Atlantis to modern thinkers, have used the legend to explore ideas about governance, morality, and progress. Atlantis has found a place in films, television series, video games, and comics, captivating audiences with stories of adventure and lost knowledge. Movies like Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and franchises such as the Marvel Universe reimagine Atlantis as a technologically advanced civilization hidden beneath the ocean, waiting to be rediscovered. In the 20th century, Atlantis also became associated with the New Age movement. Some believe that the Atlanteans possessed advanced technologies and spiritual knowledge that were lost with their fall. These ideas emphasize the notion of awakening and the possibility of reclaiming ancient wisdom. Whether Atlantis was real or fictional, its story offers profound lessons about the rise and fall of civilizations. Plato's narrative warns that no matter how powerful or advanced a society becomes, it is always vulnerable to moral decay and destruction. The themes of hubris, corruption, and divine retribution continue to resonate, reminding us that greatness must be accompanied by humility and responsibility. The legend of Atlantis remains one of the most enduring and intriguing stories in human history. Whether seen as a lost civilization, a moral allegory, or an exploration of human ambition, Atlantis continues to inspire imagination, exploration, and reflection. As long as humanity seeks to understand the past and strive for a better future, the story of Atlantis will remain a powerful symbol of both possibility and caution.